Okay, so first of all, this video is sponsored by Four Sigmatic. You thought. I swear to God, if I see one more vegan video sponsored by Four Sigmatic, I'm gonna we need to have a little chat, guys. Yeah, we need to have a little chat, guys, because do you know what? Yeah. So I know a lot of the opinions, my opinions in this video, are gonna piss people off, and to be quite honest, I'm actually quite offended by some of my own opinions, but it is what it is, so just go with the flow. Yeah. Do remember that these are my opinions, okay? They're not facts. I mean, some of them are probably facts, but if you disagree with something, that's okay. No need to get your knickers in a twist. So, I mean, you might have clicked on this video as a non-vegan, right? But, so just to preface this video, there is a lot of bullshit in the vegan world. Don't get me wrong, I am a vegan. I will always be vegan for life. But, you know, the vegan world has been hella crazy, especially online in the last 10 years. Don't forget, it wasn't that long ago that the whole internet was brainwashed into thinking that drinking a 12 banana smoothie with added sugar was a healthy breakfast. And the whole internet did it and got fat. I think that kind of proves my point of just how easily brainwashed vegans are and how they sometimes just regurgitate crap without thinking. Yeah, a lot of this video will be me like disagreeing with common... what's the word?
Conception.
Common conceptions, is that the right word? Yeah, so anyways, here are my unpopular opinions. What in the fuck is TOFURKEY and how do people enjoy eating it? I feel very strongly about TOFURKEY. I think it is the most disgusting thing ever created by humans. It is just foul, in my opinion. I mean, before I was vegan, I was never like a big meat eater anyway. I never liked it anyway, right? But I know what it tasted like and I know what the texture was like. And then I think it was like last year, I tried TOFURKEY for the first time at my friend's house, and honestly, it was like eating a tongue. It was like eating rubber. Like, whether you enjoy the taste of turkey before being vegan or not, how can you enjoy that? It just tastes of absolute I don't get it. I just don't get the whole fake meat things. It's not for me. Now, I already know that this one is going to piss a lot of people off, but do I give a shit? Okay, the fat you eat is not the fat you wear, and it never has been. I can't believe that actually people that still believe this. I'm not just basing this on... Do you know what? Wrong video, Miles, wrong video. This one's actually a fact. In my opinion, McDougall is wrong. And bear with me. He's not wrong with everything he says. I think he's a brilliant doctor. I think what he's done for veganism is incredible, right? He's great, he's brilliant. But the statement that the fat you eat is the fat you wear is not true. Just simply saying that fat makes you fat is not true, okay? And I am well aware that fat is more readily stored as fat, but it doesn't just work like that. That rhymed. And in lots of cases, a lot of people find it much easier to manage their weight or even lose weight, maintain their weight by eating more fat in their diet, because fats for most people are very satiating, and therefore you feel fuller for longer, your energy is more balanced, and overall you actually eat less. There are so many of us on vegan YouTube now. There are so many of us on vegan YouTube now that eat a much higher fat vegan diet. Where's the fat? Where is the fat? I want to know. Why aren't we getting fat if the fat you eat is the fat you wear? Yeah, that statement, the fat you eat is the fat you wear, needs to die. It needs to die. You don't just get fat from eating fat. You get fat when you eat more than you need. Right, let's talk about Fully Raw Christina, yeah? I know a lot of people give her shit and criticize her constantly for eating a raw diet or for doing juice cleanses. But do you know what? Put that all aside, and I'm guilty of taking the piss out of her in the past as well. But do you know what? Yeah, I am inspired by Fully Raw Christina. She inspires me on a daily basis to eat more fruit and veggies. So, it is what it is. I can't change it. Goji berries. What in God's name are goji berries? Guys, it's been a struggle. I have honestly tried for the last 3 years to make myself enjoy goji berries. I can't do it. I just can't do it. Are they savory? Are they sweet? Are they edible? Like, when I watch people on YouTube making their bowls of oatmeal or smoothie bowls and they put goji berries on top, I'm like, I've tried and I hate them. And I kind of hate myself for hating them, but it is what it is. Okay, right, a lot of vegans should just be taken off the internet. Okay, it's just a fact. Yeah, I can't stand vegans that... What's that? I can't stand vegans that push their diets on other people. We should all be promoting whole foods. We should all be promoting a healthy lifestyle. We should accept that people have their differences, right? And that, you know, like high fat might work for some people, low fat might work for some people, and there are many different healthy ways of living a vegan lifestyle, right? It's a fact. That's not an opinion, that one's a fact. But there are some people, and I've become aware of them recently because people keep leaving me comments to links of their videos in my video comments. There are some people that are just doing not only danger towards veganism because they make it look like a restrictive eating disorder, but they're actually people doing damage to people's health. Now, you all know how I eat, yeah? You all know if you watch my other videos. If you don't, like, go and watch them. I'll link some below, right? My food videos. That's what works for me. Do what works for you, right? Obviously. I mean, this should be obvious by now. Guys, there are still some people, yeah? On YouTube, some people have the nerve to sit in front of a camera and push their eating disorder on other people. Sit there and tell them that you don't need to eat nuts and seeds, that you don't need to eat any overt fats, that you can get all of your nutrition just from potatoes and veggies and beans, okay? While this may work for a select few, how fucking dare you sit in front of a camera and tell thousands of people, possibly hundreds of thousands of people that might come across your video that you don't need to eat any fat? Do you know what happens to females when they don't eat any fat, or if they don't eat enough fat? They lose their period, okay?
This is a high-fat, delicious breakfast. One of the reasons why I started to incorporate more fats was because for a long time I followed a very low-fat diet and my hormones were really bad. I wasn't getting my period, you know, my weight was really low and it was just not healthy for me. So once I learned the importance of healthy fats, not only for my hormones, but for my brain and for the function of my body, I started to incorporate more fats because, to be honest, I was afraid of fats. I was afraid of eating fats, and now I'm not. I love fats and they're not gonna make you gain weight. They're not gonna make you fat. That is a myth. We need the healthy fats, especially women.
This is a fact. This is not my opinion. I've worked with hundreds of them. This happens all the time. They feed into people's eating disorders, make them fear high calorie foods like nuts, seeds, avocados. Again, I'm not saying you have to eat them in large amounts to be healthy, because you definitely don't. But to sit there and tell people to push your eating disorder on other people and to say that you don't need to eat any overt fats. Honestly, this girl was sitting in a room looking like a dried up prune, okay? Looking like a dried up prune. I mean, like I've said before, guys, if you want to look like you're 465 by the time you're 25, don't eat overt fats. Do it. Do it. See, you'll shrivel up. Honestly, there are some people that follow these rules like so low fat, like under 5% of calories from fat, or just no overt fats. They look like they belong in a museum. They look like they're in the dino age. Like, I click on these videos and it's like, is that a velociraptor? Like, what is that? What the f— My point is, and I guess this is what the unpopular opinion is that people should have to take a basic IQ test before they're allowed to buy a camera. And when I say people, I mean vegans. And I have absolutely no problem with people that promote low-fat diets. If it works for you, it works for you. But there are people that go beyond this and they literally just vilify fat, make people fear them, tell them that's gonna make them fat, tell them they don't need to eat any fat. Like, these people need to be taken off vegan YouTube and put where they belong, in a museum, okay? I just can't. Alright, let's talk about Freely. I know that the whole internet, it kind of just, you know, cut her out of, not cut her out, but like, just has kind of dismissed her. And I 100% understand that, because let's face it, her diet advice was terrible, it was dangerous, it made everyone fat. We all know this, right? But I feel like Freely does not get enough credit where credit is due. If Freely didn't exist, I wouldn't be vegan. Well, maybe I would be vegan, but she turned me vegan. And I'm pretty sure that there are thousands of you watching this, and there are probably millions of people in the world. Maybe not millions, let's go for like a few hundred thousand. Few hundred thou, if you know what I'm saying. I bet there are hundreds of thousands of people, if not a million, that regardless of however you came across Freely, whether it was from her crappy diet advice, or whether it was from her just being a vegan and making response videos, I'm pretty sure that a lot of you also became vegan, or at least became aware of veganism because of Freely. And for that, we need to give her credit, okay? And vegan YouTubers, if you're watching this, ask yourself how many of you became vegan, or were inspired to become vegan, or were woken up to this vegan lifestyle because of Freely. Because I'm pretty sure that it would be about 99% of you, okay? I feel like we need to give Freely credit where credit's due. She turned me vegan, and for that, I will love her forever. So all this ranting's making me like hella dehydrated. Yeah, her message might not have been the best at most times, but let's face it, she did her job, right? Maybe she didn't educate us in the right way, especially in terms of nutrition, but she did her job. She woke us up, she got us thinking. Freely turned me vegan, and for that I will always love her. So, thank you, Freely. I don't even know at this point if this one's gonna be unpopular, but it was popular like back in the day. Food combining is bullshit. Food combining is absolute bullshit, and I don't know why people would waste their time focusing on food combining when it's like not even a thing. It's just not even a thing.
It's not going to happen.
Right? If you have digestive issues and you notice that personally you shouldn't mix certain things with certain things, that's fine, that's great. Do what works for you, like I always say. But in general, like, people that still fuss over food combining, I mean, are you kidding me? Yeah, I know, okay, this one is gonna be very unpopular, but what the fuck is zucchini, courgette? I don't like it, okay? It's the only vegetable I don't enjoy, and I know a lot of people are gonna hate me for that. And I also know that I've made zoodles in my videos, but when I make zoodles, I like literally make a sauce out of like 2 avocados and lemon juice and salt and pepper. You can't taste the zoodles anymore. I see people on Instagram eating steamed zucchini with no sauce. And honestly, it makes me just wanna, like, I live near the beach, right? It makes me just wanna drive like off, straight off the cliff, just off. I mean, let's just be honest, people. If you roast it in olive oil, balsamic vinegar, salt, pepper, you can make it taste good, but yeah, I mean, I know that this one's gonna be unpopular to some people, but like all my Middle Eastern viewers, you know where it's at. Like, I know you got my back on this one, and that is that tahini is the best thing that ever happened in the world in the vegan diet in general. Like, it needs to be eaten on a daily basis. I can't imagine a vegan diet without tahini. Just can't. And also, I guess that's the unpopular opinion, that people that don't like tahini should be put in jail, should be moved to like a different island. Like, there should be separate borders of people that eat it on the reg and people that don't like it. Like, it's that deep. I've disowned friends over this. It's a thing. And now this one I know is going to piss off pretty much everyone that's watching, and also it would just piss off half the world, and I can understand why. And it pisses me off that this is my actual opinion on it, but I hate rice. I hate rice, okay? Now, before anyone gets offended, because I know that maybe there's a lot of Asians or Middle Eastern people watching me, or just people in general, because let's face it, everyone loves rice, right? You need to understand where this comes from. I was brought up in, I'm half Persian, right? And first of all, you all need to remember that once you go Persian, there's no other version, right? Don't get it twisted. But, okay, I was force-fed rice as a child. I still have nightmares of the days where my Persian father would just put a mound of white rice, Persian basmati rice, on my plate, and I would just go in for big mouthfuls, and it would always get lodged in my throat. I feel like I do have a point here. Like, I don't get why anyone in the world would choose a bowl of white rice or brown rice over a bowl of nice sweet potatoes or white potatoes or any kind of root veggie or quinoa or any other kind of carb. I'm on board with. But rice, and I know that everyone's going to disagree with me on this one, and that's absolutely fine, because do you know what? I disagree with myself. I understand if you guys want to leave me hate comments about the rice situation. I feel like I want to leave myself a hate comment about not liking rice. Like, if you check the comments down below, I've probably written myself a hate comment because I'm angry at myself. Has it really got to the point where people are afraid of roasting their potatoes, so now everyone's boiling them? I can't get on board with everyone boiling their potatoes and then eating them with like no sauce and no salt. I will never eat boiled potatoes, okay? If eating roasted potatoes, as in like baked whole potatoes, is gonna give me cancer and kill me, so be it, okay? That's a good way to go. At least I'll be enjoying my food. You won't ever catch me eating boiled potatoes, especially skinned boiled potatoes. Like, what? Are you a baby? So, let's talk about the plant-based doctors, yeah? If I was ever gonna send someone to go, like, follow the advice of a plant-based doctor, I would definitely say Dr. Greger. Listen, everyone cherry-picks studies. Everyone's done it. Everyone's guilty of it. But overall, his message is the most balanced. It's the most applicable to the modern world in 2018. And I think he just has the best balanced way of looking at a healthy vegan diet. In my opinion. But basically, I have got a problem with a lot of their advice. And I'll tell you why. We're living in 2018, right? We need to make veganism not look so restrictive. And there are still some plant-based doctors that are really guilty of this. in my opinion. One thing I do want to point out, and I guess this is the unpopular opinion, or maybe it's not even an unpopular opinion, it's just something that a lot of people just haven't noticed by themselves, because apparently some people in the vegan world don't think and question things like they should. Those very low fat diets, like 10% of calories from fat, 5% of calories from fat, 15% of calories from fat, whatever, they are not applicable for the average healthy person, okay? Those diets were designed and had amazing results and they reversed disease, they reversed heart disease, they reversed diabetes, they reversed God knows what else. They took fat, obese people, unhealthy people on a standard Western diet and cut out all the crap and put them on a low fat, a very low fat or a fat-free vegan diet. What a surprise, all of their disease markers reversed, their heart got better, they reversed their diabetes, but it's not just as simple as it being low fat. And that's why it worked, right? It worked because they cut out crap, they cut out animal crap, oil, refined sugar, garbage, and they started eating plants. Even if those people, in my opinion, were put on only a diet of green salads with avocados and walnuts, I'm pretty sure they also would have seen better blood markers, their heart disease would have reversed, they would have like tamed their diabetes. Anything that induces weight loss, by the way, improves your blood glucose levels, improves your insulin sensitivity. So yeah, those diets are looked up to so much. Like that kind of advice that's extremely, extremely low in fat, that was applicable for obese people with heart disease, right? It's not applicable and it's not going to work for the majority of people in 2018. And I feel like these diets are still held up and put on a pedestal and used as an example for veganism, and they're extremely low in fat. They're extremely different to what most people are doing outside of veganism, and it just doesn't work for everyone. It doesn't look appealing to everyone, and it's not a good message to draw more people in towards a plant-based diet. Okay? It's just not. It's just not. It's just not. They didn't take people eating a whole foods plant-based diet that was full of avocados and nuts and green salads and smoothies and juices and Buddha bowls and then put them on a low-fat diet and see all these amazing disease marker reversal, reverse heart disease, reverse diabetes. It was nothing to do with the macronutrient ratio alone, in my opinion. Again, I totally support anyone that wants to eat low in fat or thrives on eating lower fat. Another point we have to be clear about is that any diets that induce weight loss, whether it's a vegan diet, whether it's a low-fat vegan diet, whether it's a high-fat vegan diet, even whether it's a shitty meat-based diet, any diet that induces weight loss, it will improve your blood glucose levels. It will improve your insulin sensitivity. So to sit there and say, this is the only way to reverse diabetes, this is the healthiest diet in the world, it's definitely not applicable or applicable, or whatever the word is, to young people that watch vegan YouTube, teen girls, teen boys, youngsters that maybe need more fat and protein, and they're hearing this message about low fat, keep your fat under 10% of calories. Like, it doesn't apply to young, healthy people, and you don't need to be that extreme to be healthy. So that's my opinion. I feel like it's a fact, but don't get me wrong, like in the past, Unnatural Vegan has pissed me off with some of her videos, but I know a lot of people really dislike her, and that's why this is an unpopular opinion, right? Absolutely not saying that I agree with all of her videos, because I don't. There's a lot of things she said that I disagree with, like strongly, but she brings up some valid points that a lot of vegans just are either afraid to talk about, unaware of, or they just want to cover up to make the vegan diet look like the most perfect thing in the world. So for that, I have to give her brownie points. And I know that's a very unpopular opinion, but she makes some good points. She makes some very good points. So refined sugar is just as problematic for your body as oil. And I know a lot of people still can't grasp this. People are just so obsessed with vilifying the fat and making fat the cause of every single disease. Yeah, we have all these people saying that oil is bad for us, and it is. It's not health food. I would never promote it. There are vegans that live on like refined carbs and refined sugar, and like I said earlier in the video, end up looking like a dried prune. Like, they fear oil like it's the devil, but they will more than happily sit down and eat a whole loaf of white bread, which is nothing but basically sugar, refined sugar, which causes inflammation in the body. Inflammation is the start process of every single disease, including cancer. So we have these people like saying, don't ever touch oil, it's gonna kill you. And they're just sitting down and eating like a bunch of refined carbs, thinking, oh my god, it's so healthy because it's oil-free. Shut up, shut up, shut up. Refined sugar is just as problematic. And I mean, yeah, as vegans, if we're gonna sit here and vilify things, then why make it all about oil? Neither of them need to be avoided like 100% of the time to be healthy. Because like I said, or like I always say, we're human, right? We're not going to be 100% perfect all of the time. Maybe you are. Maybe you are if you're watching this. I'm not. I don't intend to be, right? But we have these people sitting there talking about how oil is going to kill you, and you look at their what I eat in a day videos and it's pretty much just like all refined carbs. Come on, guys. I don't know how many other people are going to agree with me on this one, but greens and non-starchy veggies, which are full of goodness, are much more important than starch, carbs in the human diet. You can eat a very healthy, micronutrient rich diet from lots of veggies, lots of greens, vegan protein powders, not vegan protein powders, vegan protein sources, healthy fats and fruit or just whatever. But like the emphasis is on starch so much still, and I don't really understand why. It's like, yeah, no one should fear starch, we should all eat starch, carbs are great for us. I mean, some people are still actually saying carb the fuck up. In 2018, people are still saying carb the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I don't like squishy bananas. In fact, I have an aversion to squishy fruit in general. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. My fruit has to be crisp, whether it's a melon, whether it's a persimmon, and I can't stand overripe, mushy bananas. In fact, I would much rather choose like a fully yellow, like hard banana, over a very ripe one. Yeah, fully ripe bananas, and when I say fully ripe, I mean like freely style, right? I can't get on board with them unless they're fully frozen. For me, it needs to be like halfway, you know what I'm saying? But I guess that's an unpopular opinion just because everyone now is afraid of eating a banana that has less than like 437 spots because Freely told you it'll kill you. It won't. You won't die. You'll be alright. I promise. Alright guys, so those are my unpopular vegan opinions. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Remember not to take it too seriously because these were just my opinions. And I'm sending you all so much love. I'll see you all in the next video. I'll be back in the kitchen making delicious food. And yeah, lots of love to all of you, and I'll see you all in the next video. Laters.